Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the show. It's your boy Sal here with Supreme Penny Stocks, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the people back. I had a great episode with my buddy, helping him promote himself in the book, Jonathan Bogan. Please check out that episode I just posted. We went live. Really great discussions. But ladies and gentlemen, we're back to talking. What's going on, Stockerfella? Bad Scientist, what's going on, man? Shout out to the people in the chat room right now. We're back to talking about penny stocks, man. We're talking about penny stocks, options, whatever. Let's talk equities. That's what we want to talk about right now, ladies and gentlemen. And this has been the bounce from hell for me, but my strategy has worked perfectly. I mean, it's got me out of this situation, and if we ever decide to possibly fail the 25 moving average or dip back below the 10 moving average, then I'll be back to shorting the market again. But for right now, I'm in that space where there's nothing for me to do. So I'm back here live, ladies and gentlemen, with you. We're going to go hard this year again on some of these pennies because I'm telling you, as volatility returns, we're already seeing quite a bit of momentum coming back into the OTC space. Now, traditionally, every time at the beginning of the year, we start getting pretty good runners as guys get excited, but I've been watching the dollar volume coming into OTC markets, and we've been hitting that 1.5 billion a day, quite regularly now. I don't know if some of you guys watch that, but for a long time there in 2015, 2016, if you remember, what's going on, T. Kelly, Christopher Jewell, what's up, man? Shout out to everybody in the house right now. Anthony, what's going on, Anthony? Been a minute since I've seen you. We had a hard time just getting over $1 billion in the OTC market space. And now we're at 1.5 billion. Obviously, we've got a lot of toxic debt that's sold in different kind of ways and a lot of different bank tickers in there, right? But for the most part, we're seeing these, 3-letter tickers, these 4-letter tickers, 5-letter tickers in the OTC space run, and they're generating quite a bit of volume. I'm very impressed. I'm not even talking about the NASDAQ or Amex tickers and NYSE. I'm talking straight OTC Pink Sheet, OTC BB, OTC QB, OTC QX, the ones that are lucky enough to be QX, right? MJ has always been MJ. They're going to do their thing, all right? But when I see tickers like CVSI, right? When I see CVSI, putting up $2.5 million, $2.5 million, and this hasn't been the most exciting play recently at all. Let me go ahead and take my moving averages out there. These haven't been the most exciting plays to watch, but 2.5 million is quite a bit of volume on some of these tickers. And that doesn't include some of these that are coming out from God knows where they've been when we talk about Enfuse. I had been calling this thing Fuzz. In fact, I put out a video last night calling it Enfuzz. I've been calling this thing Enfuzz for 2 years. Nobody said anything, and I posted a video last night, and everybody's like, it's Fuse. Okay, well, I mean, shit. You heard me calling it Enfuse for 2 fucking years. Anyway, it's Enfuse. Infuse. All right, Infuse. I got you. Infuse. Lightning day for today in the stock. I'd like to say I had something to do with that. But hey, I'm not going to take all the credit. The stock has been up for quite a few days now. Expectations for this stock to hit $1 are very, very high. It's one of those places that I suggest that you consider investing. All right, I suggest you consider investing in. What's going on, Stock God? Shout out to everybody in the building right now. So I want to hear from you. Again, guys, please forgive me. Please forgive me, all the white folks in here. Please forgive me. I know it's going to look retarded by hearing that ringing sound on Skype. I literally logged into Skype today, and they forced me to upgrade because I had like an old version, like 3 point something from like 2008, where you could turn off the notifications. You can turn off that ringing sound. Well, come to find out, just before the show, they forced everyone to upgrade recently, and I was forced to upgrade. So until I switch over tonight to something else, more probably like Ring Central. I used to use Ring Central when I first started. So I'll probably switch back to that. Until then, yeah, when somebody calls up, you're going to hear that damn ringing sound. So it is what it is. It is what it is. 305-600-2896. 305-600-2896 is the number. All right. So let me go ahead and let's take a look. Again, great day on Fuse. For guys who were HIPH is another ticker. Stock pulled back today, but I want to let people know I promoted HIPH in 2017, April of 2017 at 0001. A guy called me up. The week before I promoted. He's like, "Look, man, I'm in this position in HIPH. You know, we've got a great thing going on here, but we just can't seem to get any traction on this thing, man. And I love what you're doing. We want to give you X amount of dollars to put it out there." And I was like, God damn. And what he put up was pretty nice. I said, "Tell me a little bit about the company." He's like, "Well, you know, we're a water company, blah, blah, blah." So, and then he kind of mixed his words. So I don't know if he was associated in terms of part of the management or what, but he used the word "we" a lot. So, you know, and I don't dig, you know, when it comes to that. You don't want to get too nosy because, hey, I'm just taking the money. You're going to sign the, agreement here, and we're going to move on. And he told me about it. Yeah, we hired the guy from Saved by the Bell. I forgot his name, but they hired, at the beginning, they were hiring a bunch of these D-list Hollywood actors to like promote the water or whatever. And they just hadn't got any traction. So they brought me on, and 0001, dirt cheap. I grabbed some for myself, and then I also put the word out there, and we just kind of forgot about it. And, you know, it had an awesome 2018. I wasn't talking about the trip so much, but this has been a ticker that's just taken off. To see a stock go from 0001, you know, and yes, I think it did have some shares canceled, but just hell, if you still had the position, you still had a shitload of shares, and you could have won. I mean, you really could have won on this thing. And it just goes to show you how, again, and I put this on my Twitter, that when it comes to investing in these trips, if you look at the bottom line, you look at the management, same management, nothing's changed, same guys involved that were involved in 2017. These people really are trying to put together something real here. And for all the shit that people talk about OTC markets and OTC stocks, there really are some entrepreneurs who are really trying to put together a real business. These are people who have, you know, a couple million. They're your 1-2 million type of guys, right? They have investors. They've been able to make some money doing some other things. And now they want to be a Jeff Bezos. They want to be a Steve Jobs. And they're trying to put something together here to hopefully get to the next level. right? To hopefully get to the next level. Sure, they could be private companies, but they don't have the cash to be private. That's why they've got to be publicly traded companies on these exchanges like OTC markets, because they need that investment from other people to help grow their dream, right? So are there a lot of fake ass companies? Hell yeah, but there are a lot of real legit companies in here that you can be a part of and ride to some incredibly high levels, man. It's riding to some incredibly high levels. And it takes time. And again, we just got done talking to John, and he mentioned, you know, people used to hold stocks for 8 years. Can you imagine holding some of these tickers for 8 years? You can't do that. It's hard to even compliment. I get guys who can't hold a ticker for a week, let alone a month or a year, right? So it's one thing that it just impresses me every time. You know, you put your head down on a company and you kind of forget about it, and you check up on it a year later, and you're like, damn, no reverse splits, no share cancellations, just pure guys going in there, hitting the level 2, taking away, you know, people who are just like, ah, shit, I'm a bag holder. Fuck it, I'm out of here. And they're taking their shares. They're saying, fuck it, I'm going to sit on the sideline. And then just shit just happens, man. Things come together and it takes off. You know? T. Kelly said, was it Mario Lowe? I don't know who it was, but I know they were. You can probably do the history on it. You can do the history on it. It was some guy. But again, I sent the email out, and I remember April of 2017. In fact, I posted it on my Twitter. And I promoted HIPH. It was from, I believe, a private investor. A private investor contacted me, and we put it out there, man. And it's just amazing to see what it did and for it to come back like that. And this is just kind of one of those things. And I've had a few of those, right? I've had a few of those. You know, USEI is another one of those where it's just like, damn, where has this ticker been? Where has this ticker been? And they just kind of come back, and it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now in my email. Yeah, HIPH. HIPH. All right. Lalpina Water. Lalpina Water. That was the gist of it. Lalpina Water. That's the kind of, and again, it's 9.5, right? 9.5 alkaline. All right, look, I know you guys in here, you know what's, you know, insane. All right. So you guys go ahead and put your tickers in the chat room. Let me know what you guys are looking at. Let me know what you guys are looking at. I want to make sure I'm talking about stocks people actually want to talk about. So don't let me run off here. And I want to keep you engaged. Seeing some of the big gainers that were on the market today. Can we talk about Sears real quick, though? Can we talk about Sears? You guys know how much hell we've had dealing with some of these Qs. Some of you guys who've been here for a minute, let me give them a round of applause, please. Can I give you a round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give them a round of applause for that. The stock hit a low of 12 cents a share just past October. I and everybody else who would have looked at the chart and said, hey, man, this thing was dead. How could a company with 50,000 employees save itself at 12 cents a share? But they got the deal done, man. They got the deal done. I could not believe the CEO did. He figured it out. He saved the company, man. Now, I'm seeing the articles here where they're saying that a turnaround is online. I forget the turnaround. That's the macro. I'm talking about the micro. This week, this Q stock, it should hit $1. They should totally hit $1 where they are right now. They should with what they just did today, totally hit $1. I would be surprised if this Q stock doesn't hit $1 based on what they did today. 50,000 people got the notice today that they're going to still keep their jobs. Incredible. Incredible. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Somebody put GDET, Otis Johnson. All right. Go ahead and let me know what's going on this ticker here. 00 play. GD Entertainment Technology. Don't know anything about it. I'll look it up when I get a chance. Give me a call on it. All right. 305-600-2896. You guys know what the number is. I see guys putting up NAK. What's going on, Trading Jedi? Been a minute. NAK. What's going on with the Alaska project? It's been really a long time since I've checked out on NAK. And but again, guys, gold has been doing very, very well over the last several weeks now. Shout out to Tyson Batts. I posted something on gold, and he said he had been already on top of gold for a while now. So we're really excited about it. Again, we spoke to John today. He said, hey, that's the place you're going to want to be in. That's the place what you're going to want to be in. Obviously, the best place to be is in physical gold, right? But if you can't afford it, we talked about silver. All right, we talked about silver on being on the physical side, but again, also looking at the largest ETF, SLV, and doing research into these ETFs. When I talk about GLD and SLV, which I'll talk more about in the coming weeks, you know, these ETFs actually do hold large physical amounts of gold. Like, this is no joke. These are not just like, you know, these ETFs are not playing around. Like, when you do the research on the iShares website and you look, I mean, they've got, I mean, tons on tons on tons of real physical gold under ownership. And when you purchase a share of that fund, you're buying a piece of ownership, hypothetically, because it's not, it's not, your share it's a share. It's not a bond or anything like that. Of that fund. All right, you're buying a piece of ownership. And look, SLV silver 14 something. Chart very much follows the cost of silver. Right now, trading at 1463 SLV. But again, very, very promising from the November lows. You're up about $1 or so. And again, silver always been kind of one of those rings that's kind of slow behind gold. As John mentioned, that gold is for the rich and silver is for gentlemen. So one of those that's a lot cheaper. I believe there are penny options available. Shout out to Bill Betts. Bill Betts was telling me he's getting himself involved in these penny options here on silver, which could generate some of the biggest returns once this whole thing starts falling apart, which again could be gradual. I got my mind really fixated on an immediate collapse of the broad market, but it's not going to happen like that. It might not happen like that. More than likely, it's going to be a gentle kind of thing where things just start selling off and selling off. Things get cheaper, and we realize the situation we're in over time. And like he said, eventually end up with a bailout, which is always pretty much going to happen at the end of these recessions. All right. What's going on, Corey Kwan? Yes, indeed. Let's see what else you guys are looking at. Otis, you said you got an alert on GDET. When you say an alert, what do you mean? You got an email on that? Backyard Specialist. I think the short term, you got a ride here, short term on Sears. Again, let me check out that it's what's SHL DQ, right, or something like that. I just had the ticker. Yeah, there it is, SHL DQ. All right, so RSI, we're getting hot. We're getting hot, but in the medium term here, of course, you got to ride it, man. Beautiful opportunity here. Obviously, you always want to get and hit the lows. This was a ticker I was not watching. But again, beautiful right above the 25 moving average. Right, that's your break here. That's the turnaround. That's your 50 RSI line. right? That's where the big moves always happen above the 50 RSI, period. Always happen above the 50 RSI, above the 25 moving average, all right? That's where your big moves always happen. And sure enough, you got it. You stayed above it, and sure enough, you had some playing action here. But, I mean, it just took off. It just took off. What a run. And that's why congrats to all the individuals who were patient enough to be a part of that. All right? But Q's still legendarily dangerous tickers to play. I got some guys coming on this week, particularly on Friday. I put out today on Twitter hey, anybody who's got an an equity play, preferably triples or double zero, you got good DD, let's make a video. All right, let's get you to call in. All right, I'll record. We'll talk about your ticker, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and I'll put it out there. All right. Right now, I just want to make a shitload of content. I want to make a shitload of content and really get back into the groove of things. So, guys who got good DD, hit me up, man. You got a ticker, you got a triple, you got a double. I don't care if it ain't doing shit. I don't care if it's got 1,000, shares a day being bought. Let's make a video. Fuck it. Let's make a video. I got tons of videos from 2014. Some of them didn't run until a year later. So that's how it happens sometimes. All right. So email me. You guys know my email address should be in the description. happypennystocks@gmail.com. All right. And we'll schedule something and we'll get to it. Otis Johnson, you said you got a phone text alert. Okay. Shout out to the guys who are still using phone text alerts. Do you think 2019 could be a massive rally year for stocks? I don't see the broader market doing it, but I definitely see some bearishness in the market. But I mean, the question is, how serious is the Fed about cooling rising inflation? Right now, they don't appear to be too serious because he's talking about delaying the interest rate increase. Right? And interest rates are already fucking cheap. Right? So if they're not serious, then yeah, we could very well get back to all-time highs across the market. So you got to be sensitive to the Fed, man. I can't predict the future. I wish I could. When the Fed was serious, when Jerome Powell said, I'm going to be independent, I'm going to be the steward of good, citizenship of this economy, of good stewardship, rather, of the economy, the market showed you, what the real deal was, right? The market showed you what the real deal was. Because the market knows, the smart money knows that this economy is bullshit. The smart economy, they know the economy's bullshit. That's why they were running for the doors, man. Get the fuck out. They were out of there. And then we got to the bottom, and then we had Jim Cramer acting like a goddamn fool for 3 weeks. Did you see Jim Cramer down there in late December? God, I wish I recorded some of those episodes. Like, who is this man? Just talking all kind of nonsense. All kinds of nonsense. I know CNBC's got a YouTube page. So I used to have cable because on cable you can go on demand and watch the previous episodes on demand on a lot of CNBC shows and whatnot. But just acting like a damn fool. Talking all kind of garbage. Don't get it twisted. I mean, the man went to Harvard, but some of the stuff he was saying just didn't make sense at all. Bad Scientist said Jack Bogle, founder of Vanguard Index Fund Pioneer, dies at 89. That's another guy who was basically at the right place, right time. Right place, right time, man. He was born at the perfect time to set something up like that, where America was really going into its peak. And was just, again, right place, right time. Read into his story. Really, really great story. A lot of books have been written on him and on Vanguard themselves. All right. Bad Scientist, your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. All right. Your guess is as good as mine. The government is closed. How many businesses depend on the welfare of this government? You know, what is Tesla, Toyota, Honda, Nissan? What are they doing with the $8,500 a car that they get from the federal government for buying those E85 cars, electronic cars? $8,500 they're not getting. Somebody's buying those cars every single day and have been buying them every day for the last 25 days. And those payments haven't been going through, but yet I'm not seeing any effect. We had a down day today on Ford on some on earnings outlook. That had nothing to do with it. I'm talking about the rally into today's action. Right? I'm talking about the rally into today's action. It's been going on while we had the shutdown. You know. And don't even get me started on Tesla. Don't even get me started on Tesla. This is you want to talk about welfare companies? This is one of the biggest welfare companies. You can do your research on that. They have whole lots in cities full of cars that they haven't been able to sell. They just stack them up in like these little parking lots and like in ghetto neighborhoods where they hide all their cars, and they've got them sitting there because they can't sell them. You know, yet this stock is able to somehow sit in the 340s and 350s because it's institutional money and, you know, the cult of persona, you know, because this guy will post like a really corny ass meme or a really corny ass thing on Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're such a fucking genius." I know. It's ridiculous. It's like balance sheets don't even matter anymore. And I'm not the king of balance sheets. I didn't go to Harvard, you know, but I know my 1 + 1s. And you look at a company like Tesla telling you, nah, we're not going to meet 3 Series sales. We're not going to sell 5,000. We're not going to do, and you still, how? Negative PE since the day they got listed. $59 billion market cap. How, man? Somebody explain that to me. You know? Somebody explain that to me. And you giving Apple a hard time? And Apple has a bigger media business than Netflix? You want to talk about a company with real revenues and real things, but you giving them the hard time because of a damn phone? You know? Don't get me wrong. The phone makes a lot of their business. And by the way, you know, I'm bringing this up to say that this is where you want to be in Apple right now. All right. This is where you want to be. This is either where you want to set a spread right here. This would be a beautiful point for you to set a spread. All right. Go down and up. One of them is going to win. All right. One of them is going to win. Yeah. The cult of personality trading Jedi will have a ticker run for years, even if the company makes no sense, man. Even when the company makes no sense, the cult of personality will do it. You know? Yeah, it said the shutdown is really about hiding economic data. Market was losing its ass random. Man, you know, at the end of the day, nobody has money to do anything. You know, he's not telling you where the money for this wall is going to come from. You know, nobody's got money to do none of this shit. It's just printing. All right, so somebody give me some OTC. Somebody give me some tickers. All right, again, I don't make life difficult for myself. I just use moving averages. I'm watching these companies that are shit companies like SQ. SQ, by the way, which 3 years ago had a market cap of $3 billion. Now all of a sudden has a market cap of $27 billion, even though their margins are lower now than they were 3 years ago. Again, my God. Oh, my God. Hilarious, man. Hilarious. Hilarious. And when I tell people this has been the best 4 months of my trading in terms of options, the plays like this are why, you know. You just go after the crap. I just go after the crap companies. Go after the crap companies. You know. Companies when you pull them up and they don't have a PE ratio. Why? Because they're taking on huge losses. They don't have any earnings for you to take a piece of. You know, MJNA Farm Bill was huge for them. Yeah, shout out to the marijuana guys, man. I mean, marijuana, you know, you're finally starting to get some movement in that again. You know, it's about time we start seeing the OTC MJ plays really start to do things. I mean, I'm not betting on 2014 again, right? Well, 2014, 2013 again, but you know, it would be nice to see some of that same kind of energy being back. I mean, at first we thought it was, who's that guy, the Justice Department chair that Trump fired? I forgot his name, but we thought he was the issue. Remember, for like two years, we thought he was the problem, right? Because he would make these incredibly asinine statements about marijuana and how it was a gateway drug to like cocaine and all that type of bullshit, and how he was going to continue to be tough on marijuana use, right? And he finally destroyed himself, and then, you know, he got himself pushed out, but we still haven't seen, you know, on the OTC side anyway, that kind of, you know, energy in terms of volume getting back into some of these plays. All right, in terms of volume getting back into some of these plays. All right. Let me put my colored volume bars back on here, by the way. We just didn't see it. You know, we didn't see it. You know. And if anything, all right, we got, you know, kind of cooling over these couple days. All right. Yes, indeed. Jeff Sessions, thank you, Jeff Sessions. Absolutely, Jeff Sessions. OELD, Universal Display Corporation. All right. There's another one climbing above that 50 RSI. All right. VIX. Man, it's so weird to see some of these VIX plays again, because many of the guys who used to trade OTCs very aggressively, you know, about 2013-ish, 2014-ish, they went into shorting volatility. That's and a lot of guys made a lot of money during that. They recently just blowed up, you know, early last year, but a lot of guys made a lot of money just shorting volatility. 2017, 2016, 2015. That was the way to make some easy cash. And a lot of the guys who were doing that were guys who were doing penny plays. VYST, OTC stock. Nice move on this. I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about this. V-Star. Nice play on this. Really ran away from the bottom there. Look at that. Nice move. Really ran away from the bottom there. Cool. Slight pullback today. Down 2.4%. That ain't shit. Nice day for anybody who got a piece of that. Let's see where it can go. Hot on the RSI right now. But look at the broader picture there. Do your research on the float in the company. All right. What's going on, Kenny Dutton? Andrew Medina, what's up? VYST. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch that. Kenny Dutton, you're next. Oncolics. ONCX. Nice play. Oh, I think I know who this is. Anthony, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Sam?
Hey, it's been a minute, bro. How have you been?
I've been good, man. Hanging in here, man. We're trying to enjoy retirement and keep looking at these stocks, man.
Absolutely. I remember the last time we spoke, you had mentioned you would be retiring soon. Did you retire? I mean, how have you been enjoying it?
Oh yeah, man. I left May 1st of last year.
Congrats.
Yeah, I left out of there. Going back to what was to the show earlier, when John was on, when John, what's his name, John?
Yes, John Bogan.
Yeah, John. When he was on there, he was saying people don't hold on to stocks, and remember I told you NAK is one of those ones that I'm holding on to.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, and again, Anthony, I think you're going to be a big winner, man. And he talked about how these companies that are involved in that space, if you can't afford gold, getting yourself involved, investing in companies that have, you know, business in the space is another way to profit from the turnaround in gold. And we see it already happening in the chart here, as the last several weeks have been very, very promising for NAK. So, you know, you've been patient with this stock for a long time. I remember you bringing it up over a year ago. Now I remember my tickers, and I'm telling you, you know, you're going to be, you know, greatly rewarded for your patience in NAK at any time.
And every time it dropped below 50, I grab up a bunch of.
Right.
You know, and you know, I got it's that chance where I could lose to, you know, but hey, I'd rather try something than nothing. You know, it's just like a lot of these other little stocks that I'm OTC stocks I'm watching. A lot of those are, you know, they are low where you can buy them. It's almost like you were saying that, like the stock market is crashing again. So buying up the different ones. But hey, look at JCPenney. I think that's another one that's going to go out along with Sears.
Yeah, JCPenney. I've been bearish of JCPenney for a very, very long time. I mean, it's been a very, very easy put for a lot of people. It's a slow put, but again, if you were willing to buy the long term, and I got a position in a very similar, not a similar company, but a very similar looking play as an old company that technology seems to be just kind of pushing out of the wayside, which is Big, ticker BIG, Big Lots. Very similar type of thing, Big Lots. You know, not similar as in business, but again, another kind of company that just can't stay with the times. And JCPenney is going to eventually get delisted, will find itself in OTC markets, and then we're going to be able to see if JCPenney can pull off a Sears, because that's the conversation that's going to take place once JCPenney gets delisted. And it's going to be interesting to see if what the credit markets looks like then, because right now, a part of the reason why Sears was able to save itself is the fact that you've got banks that are still sitting on a lot of cheap money, and they're willing to do that in a tight credit environment. I don't know if what Sears did today, you know, could have happened, but they were able to make it happen. Let's see if JCPenney, who knows what it looks like at that time, will be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of Sears. This might just be a lifeline for Sears, but you know, most of their stores are still closing up, because I think the one in Pensacola has closed and the one in Mississippi has closed. So they still closing them up.
Absolutely. I know they were able to save quite a few of them today. I don't believe they saved all of them, but hey, we got some workers who will still be coming home with some paychecks, and that's always a good thing. Yeah.
Besides this shutdown, you know, because I'm glad I didn't work for the government.
Absolutely.
All right, Sam, man. Nice hearing from you, man. I'm still watching and tuning in, and if I miss it, I go back and play it.
Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. There's Anthony. Long-time listener, long-time caller, but more importantly, a long-time investor in gold, man. Anthony has been – I love guys like him who are just, you know, when they're committed, they're just committed. That's their thing. That's what they do. And you can't knock them off their game. You know what I mean? You can't knock them. He's been AU guy. He's been that guy. You know, I respect that. I respect that a lot. Respect that a lot. What's going on, Steven? Let's take a look at your play. KTOV. Keto Pharma. Kitoff Pharma. Huge hit today. Huge hit today. Anti-drug. You're going to have to let me know what happened here. I see some news on it. Israeli-based pharmaceutical play. Quite a few Israeli-based pharmaceuticals. I didn't realize how big Israel was in the pharmaceutical space. But medicine is big, big money in Israel. I didn't realize that. Big money in Israel. All right. Yes, indeed, man. Press like on this video. I appreciate you. And if this is your first time watching, press subscribe. Definitely press subscribe. All right. MRK. What else are you guys looking at? What's going on, Charlotte? NIO. I'm looking up here to take us out. I didn't forget about you guys at the top who posted earlier. NIO, auto and truck manufacturers. Don't know much about it. Again, let me know on it. 305-600-2896. Confused Gold's underperformed market. As always, a piece of your portfolio. Make sure use of passive source. For now, passive income investor. For now, gold is what it is for now. But again, we're talking about what the price of gold, the hidden price of gold. That's what we're trying to uncover here. Because please believe, we're seeing one thing when we talk about the price of gold and the price of silver in our economy as it is now. But we're trying to find what the hidden cost of gold could be in an environment where the dollar is unwanted, where the Fed has lost control of the conversation, and where, you know, the world is seeking safety and security. And that means that this passive, quote unquote, passive income source or passive source of wealth becomes an active source of wealth, right? And that's where we talk about the book, The New Case of Gold by Jim Ricard. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. When he talks about this is going to be the largest wealth transfer we have ever seen in human history. It's just a fact, man. That's just a fact. Trump is not playing around. He really wants to build. Oh, no, but he told you he wasn't going to play around. That's why I got so much respect for Trump, because everything he said he was going to do, the man just did it. He said he was going to build a wall. He said he was going to get Mexico to pay for it, and goddamn, they're going to pay for it when that wall is built up in many different ways outside of giving money, right? Because they're going to pay for it by the fact that fewer immigrants are going to be able to send money back home, because Mexico's made a shitload of money by that money that these immigrants, you know, send back. So Mexico's going to pay. They may not pay the way that he told us, but they're going to pay. So I got mad respect for Trump, man. You know, I got mad in the way that what he said, what he was going to say, and he's going to do it. And he's going to do it. And I'm telling you right now, the optics don't look right for him now, but he's going to be the kind of president that it's going to take like 20 years, 30 years for us to turn around and be like, you know what? Damn, that dude was really onto something. I don't really like the stuff on the social. I don't really like but just on some real, like, doing what I say type shit. Come on, man. You know, look at the way they talk about Richard Nixon, man. They hated Richard Nixon at the time. Now, you got people who put up Richard Nixon in the top 10 all time. You know, I'm like, damn. You know, so it just happens like that sometimes, man. It just happens like that sometimes. You know? BFCH. BFCH. I don't care. And the Democrats are going to lose because they're going to end up losing, especially if they pick some of the people who I see running now. You know, they're just, God, they're just so embarrassing sometimes. Just what they're going to lose. They're just going to lose. They're anti-male. They're they're just going to lose, man. They don't have a pulse of what like really matters to people. In terms of like people who go out and like work every day and get a paycheck, and they just don't seem to have a pulse on that. You know, they're just out here talking and all this kind of, you know, on the market. They don't really have a pulse on what's going on. They just, anyway. Bitfrontier, BFCH up 19%. Don't know what was the reason for the move, but nice play. Nice play on that. Nice play on that, BFCH. You know, these Bitcoin tickers have just been so decimated, right? I mean, what was that Bitcoin fund again? I can't. It was like BTC. It was like BTCH or something. I don't know what it was. BT something. What was that Bitcoin fund? You guys know what I'm talking about. You couldn't get any shares to short of it. I forgot what the fund was. I know somebody here knows. GBTC, thank you. GBTC. That was that Bitcoin investment fund. I mean, just completely capitulation, man. Right? Just completely just decimated. Aww. You know? Let me play that again. Aww. You know, just you couldn't get any shares. You couldn't get any shares of any of this stuff. All right, and I tried several times, man. Several times to get a hold of GBTC. Now, please believe, I mean, there's going to be a low here somewhere. You know, I don't know where the fund is in terms of financial stability and where they are with that, because funds do blow up. Right, we had posted a video of a fund blowing up not too long ago where the guy lost $72 million, and that was a fund that was betting against other funds. And then they got their ass handed to him, and you know, a guy was on, he made a video crying with the Rolex. But yeah, there's going to be a low. Just figure out where they are in terms of their stability as a fund. You know, are they going to be? Can they hang at $1 or $2 or $3? All right, can they hang around? Passive investor said the hidden cost could be crazy, but for now, banks control the paper markets. Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Passive income. Eban what's up, man? Bad Scientist, BB Wyckoff, $15 calls. Let's look at that. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond, another interesting company. This is another company that again, you know, a good economy helps. You know, these companies are what's called under, is it the proper term? I think discretionary, consumer discretionary, I believe is the proper term for companies like that. Discretionary, consumer discretionary. Let me get that. Consumer discretionary, term given to goods and services that are, yes, that's correct. Consumer discretionary companies. They are products that are non-essential by consumers, but desirable if the available income is sufficient to purchase them. Consumer discretionary products. So a company that does very well when people have money, the economy is quote unquote good, right? But obviously there's some fundamental issues that have been going on here per the chart, right? So you're going to have to do your research on that. I don't know what's going on here, but looking at the weekly, good Lord. There've been some there's some other issues going on here, obviously. And it could be competition. It could be online, which is, I have a tendency to believe is the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond has physical stores. They also have an online presence, but I could believe it's more than likely their physical stores that could be hurting them as well, because now you've got many entrants in the same line of business, but they're online. All right. So they got some other things dealing with there. All right. And that's why I consider stocks like, I like keeping stocks like Foot Locker in front of you, because Foot Locker is one that I'm watching. I'm watching Foot Locker, man. Because Foot Locker is going to be that JCPenney. It's going to be that Sears. It's going to be that company that's got, you know, the 20,000 plus, quote, people out there in these little small stores in the hood, you know, that exploit these kind of communities where people dress or spend a lot of money to dress up to hide their insecurities. Companies like Foot Locker really make a lot of money off that. You know, they really make a lot of money off that. But when money gets really tight and people start saying, maybe I don't want to spend $250 on a new pair of shoes, that's where companies like this lose. That's why I'm really excited about what, you know, a death spiral in a company like Foot Locker could look like. All right, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. HMNY. Helios and Matheson. Man, so many memories when we talk about HMNY, right? So many memories with their Movie Pass thing. And, you know, look, it's really a sad end to a company that was started with so much promise and, again, was at one time profitable, right? And then this company stepped in and destroyed the brand. They literally destroyed the brand. All right? They came in and they created this product that where, you know, you paid one price and you got a limited amount of movies. I think it was like 3 movies for like $9.99 or whatever it was. And it was profitable the way it was. Right? And then this company takes over, buys Movie Pass, and then does this thing where it's like $14.99 for unlimited movies. And of course, they attract the worst offenders. I mean, people who are just like living at the movies. Right? And of course, you're going to attract these people who are just exploiting your service. And just, you know, 4, 5, 6 movies. Now you're unprofitable. So it's just a real interesting disaster in hindsight. You know, hopefully Skechers can stay afloat. Let's see what's going on with Skechers. Skechers USA. All right, here's Skechers. I didn't know Skechers was putting up this kind of volume, though, bro. I didn't know Skechers was putting up this kind of volume. Again, plays like this don't necessarily generate the most liquid options. That's why you pretty much got to go with them stock for stock. But don't get it twisted. I mean, again, you know, at $25 a share, you know, a couple $1,000s worth of the stock. And again, if it goes in the wrong direction, a win is a win. It starts going into the wrong, down. A win is a win, even on those couple thousands. Could it be a big windfall for you? All right, it could be a big windfall for you. All right, nice play. Skechers. What's going on, Bruce Mason? Yes, indeed, long time watcher. What's going on, Bruce? CG February 16th. Ally February 25. Now $45 now at $1.60. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what else you guys are looking at. DPW. DPW is an interesting one. This is another Bitcoin play, right? Desert Edge. This is another Bitcoin play. These Bitcoin stocks again really beat up, man. Really beat up. You know, real beat up. You got to really be some guy who believes in these kind of plays to get in when you got these stocks that are like making these new lows. And again, this is a weekly chart. So, you know, obviously, as you can see here, as we talk about weekly charts, each candlestick contains millions of trades, right? Instead of a daily chart where we could be talking, depending on the volume of the stock, a couple thousand or a couple 100,000. We're talking about millions of trades. So when we see a candlestick on a long time frame, like a weekly or monthly, we know we're dealing with a very clear and recognizable pattern. And it's been true for a very long time. and very much looks like Bitcoin, right? Very much looks like Bitcoin, right? We had nothing going on, and we had a huge November, December, and then kaput, and DPW went very much with it. Very much with it. Absolutely. Said don't sleep on. Oh no, nobody's sleeping on Trep. Absolutely, nobody's sleeping on Trep. Again, we've been talking. I respect it, bro. It's 25 moving. Look, it's holding the 50 RSI. That's where it needs to be for it to really start making some moves. So you got buyers every time it slaps that 25 moving average. You got buyers stepping in saying, hey, I want a piece of that. So when you talk about Trep, something is going on here. In fact, this is probably your entry right here at these, sub 10 cent level. And in fact, I would say sub 5 cent. I mean, if you can get as close to 4 or 3 as possible, that's probably where you're in out. And then, you can set a stop at a penny or something, but or half or 50% where you are. Or hell, just be an investor and say, fuck it, I'm going to ride it out. And say, I'm going to ride it out. You got to choose who you want to be. Appreciate you, Bruce. I don't care how I look. I just care how big my account is and how many assets I have. I don't have anybody to impress. I understand where you're coming from, backyard specialist. Absolutely. At the end of the day, your account is yours. At the end of the day, your account is yours. At the end of the day, your account is yours. Absolutely. Oh, don't get me started on Roku. Don't get me started on Roku. Y'all know Roku kicked my ass back in the beginning of 2018 on the play. But Roku, always painful memories when I come back to this thing. But another stock here that just, again, continues to just kind of find ways to stay alive, right? Even though it's losing money, never been profitable, Roku just able to kind of figure it out a way. And we've got OTC stocks. What's that? Is it OTTV? I think like that, OTTV or something, right? That Viva Entertainment Group. Viva Entertainment Group has got a better product than Roku. Have you guys used that Viva TV app? It's been a minute since I've used it. I don't know how it is now. But when they were doing their little promo and whatnot, I signed up for a month of the service. They got a really good product. Don't sleep on this. They've got a really good product. Now, I hate the fuck how they dilute the shit out of their investors, but they've got a solid product. They've got a solid product. The service was crystal clear. Right? I was watching CNBC. It looked fantastic. Beautiful HD quality. So I don't know what they got going on over there, but I loved the product for the month that I had it. I loved it. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. The fact that I can watch it on my phone, watch it on my computer. So fantastic things that they got over there. Yeah, Gucci, I talked about the dilution. Yeah. They got to figure that out. They got to figure the dilution part out. It's ridiculous what they're doing. I know they got, investors that helped them out at the beginning and they're trying to get them out and all that shit. But eventually it's got to come to a situation where it's got to get resolved. Get resolved. Find a new buyer who's willing to be patient. Get these early people out of there, and let's start really getting back to, growing investor value here. GEATF. By the way, there's a Mexican gold company that I promoted back in, I want to say 2016. I can't remember the ticker. It was a Mexican gold play. And it had a weird ass, it was an F ticker, just like what you just brought up, sir. Somebody knows what it was. And definitely not, man, I can't remember what it was. Somebody here remembers what it was. It was a Mexican gold play. And I want to remember, and I want to believe there's still, because I still get the emails, but I can't remember the name of the damn company. Andrew, I'd love to make an update video on Trep. I had Rich Millions on, and on Trep. And I'm going to have Rich back on the show again to update us on where he goes. Rich is a really good guy, man. He's really on top of his shit. I really have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for what he does and gets people involved in these trades and brings good ticker to people. Brings good tickers to people. I didn't know I was blocked. What's his name? That guy Sheep Wolf? He blocked me, and I think word got back to him because I was mad that he burned my people on I think it was like CCTL. He came on the show one day and CCTL just fucking tanked, bro. He came on the show and yeah, blah blah blah, and that stock fucking tanked, man. Over the course of several days, it just went straight into the shitter, dude. And I was fucking pissed because I hate that shit. I can't fucking stand that shit. Like I don't do that, you know. I don't do that because guys who know when the dump is coming. They know where the dump is coming. You know. And that pissed me off. And I had some harsh words for him across a couple episodes after that. And I think word had got back to him. And he popped up in my head like a couple of days ago. And I looked on Twitter and he blocked me. I was like, motherfucker, you deserved to get blocked back then. You deserved to get blocked. Now, why are you blocking me? But anyway, I hit up Ken and I told him, hey, Ken, man, this guy blocked me. Go talk to him. Go talk to him. Because no hard feelings. No hard feelings at all. But some guys are more sensitive than others. Tell me about NXTD, Desert Edge. Desert Edge, POTN. Yeah, POTN is still a beast. I promoted POTN, remember? I promoted POTN at, I think it was at 4 cents. And we had a lot of guys make a lot of money on POTN. I think I was like, 6 cents. It was somewhere around here. POTN, they paid me like $5,000. And I ran a promo for them and we got up there, man. We really got up there on POTN. It was a nice move. Made some really good money off that. Shout out to POTN and the guys behind that. Ebenari said, beware of Sheep Wolf. That's why I don't have respect for that. Like, I've never hidden the fact that I'm promoting and I'm getting paid to talk about that. But I never put people in a position intentionally to lose. That's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off. I don't like that. All right. HVGDF. This is not the gold play, but this is another gold ticker that I want to bring to your attention. This one, it had better years, obviously, but Harvest Gold, nothing's going on. I'm going to make a video about it. I'm not being promoted to, paid to do it or anything like this. But they recently reorganized. Hold on, I'm going to have to figure that out. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm about to check this guy's DD real quick here. HVGDF. Oh, nope, they're grays. Hold on here. How long have they been in the grays? Oh, shit. Never mind. Scratch that. God damn. They haven't put out any filings in a minute. Okay, fuck that. No, scratch that. What is that Mexican? All right, Penny Stock Egghead was promoting this back in 2018, though. He was promoting it like right here, September 2018. Okay, so that's where, okay. So I see with the volume he brought in there. God, what is the name of that gold play? It was a Mexican gold play. And I'm gonna find out what that is in here in just a moment, guys. Let me just take a minute just to really, because it's gonna irritate me. Mexican, is it one of my email addresses? Mexican Gold. Mexican Gold. Let's see here. Santa Cruz Silver. There it is. Santa Cruz Silver. Do they still have a OTC ticker though? I see the Canadian. Santa Cruz. Yes, this is them. Woo! Found it. SZSMF. They got a weird ass. This is the weird ass ticker I was talking about. SZSMF. This is a legit Mexican mining play. It's a legit Mexican mining company. They've actually got real mines. They actually have like a couple thousand employees. I mean, it's a legit mining stock, like legit gold miner. You can do your research on it. I've been following this company on and off for many, many years. Some of you guys may remember this. Remember, we kind of pushed it from, I don't know, what did we do? I think it was somewhere around here. I think this is us right here. December 16th, from 16 to 20. Yeah, I think this was us here. We did something like that. You might want to check your email on that. But I know we made some pretty good money on Santa Cruz Silver. But here, back at some all-time lows. Do your research on it. But worst thing with Sheep Wolf is that at night he tweeted quotes from the Bible. Wow. Wow, wow. Get in early and out early on Sheep Wolf's picks. Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe, you know, with that being said, appreciate you, Kelly Rob. Thank you, bro. Maybe it's better left that way I don't fuck with that guy. Maybe it's better left that I don't. I mean, I'm doing my own thing. Just want to return to being consistent. I think I had burned myself out because I went so hard 2017 and then I got tired toward the end of 2018. But getting some rest and, you know, really kicking it with my old man this pre-holiday and you know, we just talked about what I want the rest of my 30s to look like and shit like that. And I was like, okay, it's time to really fight for that breakthrough, you know. Really time to fight for that breakthrough. AUY. What's going on, Rich Million? I just got done talking about you. AUY. Yahama Gold. Yeah, that's another one. AUY is another gold play. You know. And again, look, I don't want to get too obsessed on these plays because again, we got a while to get to that. You know, we got a while to get to that, but you know, this is where I guess you start to take your chances, right? And you just say, hey, I'm going to put some money here and fuck what happens to it over the next, you know, 8 to 16 to 24 months. You know, nobody can provide you any data to show you that corporate earnings in 2019, 2020 are going to be better than 2017, 2016. Nobody can. I mean, we're already seeing. And what's crazy is that we're already seeing these major industries, corporations taking the L. Citigroup missing. JP Morgan missing. And they're running. JP Morgan missed yesterday and ran on a miss. That's how fucked up this country is. That's how fucked up the game is right now. Now you miss, and you still go up during a government shutdown. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We also had Netflix. Again, not to scale too big here, because I know we're talking about these pennies right now. But Netflix raised rates only a couple bucks. But I'm going to tell you one thing about Netflix. As somebody who's used the service, for many years, that shit gets boring, bro. Like, I think you spend more time on Netflix looking for something to watch than actually fucking watching sometimes. Is it just me? You know, and I'll put up some of those free services next to Netflix, any like that Vudu or whatever that is on the Fire Stick. Shit, I don't mind watching the ads sometimes. They got better shit than Netflix sometimes. You know? Yeah, I'll take YouTube over Netflix any day. You're right on that, Desert Edge. I'll take YouTube over Netflix. Yeah, CELZ. I got a guy coming on Friday to talk about CELZ. What's his name? Let me get his name. The Engineer. His ad is MENHSK. He calls himself The Engineer. And he's got some really good DD on CELZ. I also got the CEO of, what was that ticker? The CEO, and he's legit coming, you know, because I've had a lot of guys fucking bail out on me. The CEO, what's the ticker he gave me? NBDR. NBDR. The CEO of NBDR will be on the show in a couple days. If not this week, definitely next week. But he'll be on the show. And he's confirmed. Just got to figure out the schedule. All right? Just got to figure out the schedule. But yeah, CELZ is one. We're trying to. By Friday, I should have a show. And hopefully, I mean, this guy's saying I'm not feeling well or whatever. But hopefully he'll get better and improve, and we'll have something out on CELZ by Friday. All right. So again, I'm trying to look for any guys out there who got good DD on the ticker. I want to put out content. I'm hungry to make content. So if you got trips, you got double zeros, let's, 2 minutes to 7 minutes, and again, I'm not trying to, softball questions. Hey, what do they do? Where are they located? What's the thesis? What's the schedule looking like? What are the next 24 months? Just, what exciting new products or services are they looking to offer? That's basically all I want to ask you, right? We'll put the package together, put it out on the web, have it on my channel, and it'll do its thing. It'll just do its thing. So I'm hungry to make content. I'm not charging you anything for now. So let's get that ball rolling. Let's get that ball rolling. Hit me up at happypennystocks@gmail.com. Appreciate you, Otis Johnson. Just being in this game, my life is already set, man. Just being in this. When you're a trader and just sticking to common sense, you're going to get money. This is what I've noticed. You're going to eventually put yourself in a position where to make some money. It's just what you do with the money when you get it. All right? You're going to get money as a trader. You will make some money eventually. It's just how you use it when you get it. Are you going to be the type of guy who gets it and then loses it and gets it and loses it and gets it and loses it? Or you're going to be someone who gets it and gets it and gets it and gets it and gets it? That's how it is. After you learn how to walk. Gucci, INDD. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at your INDD. And this is a stock we've talked about a long time. I remember INDD for a long, long time. And I got to hit up Mr. Lloyd. Mr. Lloyd was on my show when we were talking to John. I know he's got some trips on memory lane. So I want to bring up some of them old tickers, too. I might have to go back and watch a couple old episodes and bring up some of them old tickers and see where they at now. All right. And check out where they at now. You said PR from Tuesday. Grand opening, newest hearing aid retail. Oh, okay. So this is the hearing aid company. Okay, yeah. This is a legit play. Yeah, this is the hearing aid company with offices, right? They got real physical offices and whatnot. For a while, I was comparing this company to a company called Go Now Doctors, which I think has gone out of business. They were based out in the Atlanta area. Yeah, Go Now Doctors. I don't know. They were a private. They were a private company that had these like mini clinics and shit like that. Field Doctor. I never heard of them. But yeah, they're a legit play. INND. Legit play. Yeah, nice play on that, Rich. Or Gucci. That was Gucci. Rich Mill, you said you got a good trip, but you want shares. Oh, so he's like, oh, Rich, you're basically saying I don't want to give it out now because people in Sal Chat will go and buy, and I don't want to pay the higher prices. I don't want to pay. And that's one of the, it's so funny because that's one of the reasons why a lot of guys don't want to give me the trips or the doubles until they've ran a little bit. Until they ran a little bit. And the guys will hide. They will wait till they get in and they'll be like, oh, Sal, I got a pick for you, man. But you've been fucking in the ticker for a week and a half, dude. You've been buying fucking shares. You've been watching the show, buying shares. You got yourself in and you're like, oh, Sal, man, boy, do I have a ticker for you. Oh, man, you guys are funny, man. You guys are funny. Hilarious. What else were you guys looking at, man? I didn't want to have to go pull out equity feed, but let's go and see where we're seeing some unusual trades coming in. It's one thing I love about equity feed because it really can kind of really find those unusual moves. And I'm looking for dirt cheap plays, right? We're looking for the dirt cheap plays, right? 0 to about 50 cents. Minimum of 100 trades. Minimum total volume of about 50,000. So, if you really want to be a hard ass, you can go lower than $50,000. But if you got lower than $50,000 worth of buying, I mean, now you're just really pushing it for me. You're kind of pushing it for me. Look at HIPH with 2.9 million. You want to talk about a stock that's hot, man? $2.9 million worth of buying? Good Lord. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of money for a trip, man. That's a lot of money for a trip. Wolfa is a good one. Let's go. We'll pull it up in just a minute. Gucci said you that the annual yield is 600 million. I'm gonna have to check that, man. Annual yield from the 3 locations is $600 million, and they got a market cap of 3. If you show me a company that's generating 600 million, and they've got a market cap of 3 million, something ain't right there. Something ain't right there, because that kind of hidden value, that's something that's way weird. That's just way weird. Wolfa. Tell me a little bit about Wolfa, man. Wisdom Homes of America. What exactly do they do? Rich Million. When we talk about Wolfa, what are we talking about? And I appreciate you giving us the ticker. 0008 stock. Nice move today. Looking like we have some accumulation going on here. All right. Wisdom Homes of America. Are we like a rent-to-home company? Rent-to-own homes or what? Yeah, I figured Rich Million, because 600 with the 3.2. You're on CNBC with that kind of, with those kind of numbers. You know, OTC stock, you know, you're not going to generate that kind of money and be on OTC markets. You're not going to generate that kind of revenue and be on OTC markets. I mean, it's just not going to happen. You know, unless you're a Bombardier or something like that. And I don't even think they were. What's that company? Bombardier or something like that? Yeah. And they're weird because they've got like a, you know, this is a 3.8 billion. This is a OTC. They're on OTC markets. You know, because they got a weird CEO who's like, yeah, we don't spend money on anything. But they're like the largest. They're second to Boeing, right? They're like Boeing in Canada, if I believe. And their ticker is BDRBF, and they trade on OTC market. It's weird. It's the whole, you know, they got a couple tickers, and this actually gets volume. I mean, it's just this is weird. What else is I forgot about that play. MCOA. Some of you guys remember MCOA? Shout out to MCOA. I forgot about that ticker. Starting to see we saw some trading in that today. Forgot about our MCOA. Got to make a video on that, catch people up on that. Another video should be coming up on Rocky Mountain High Brands. You guys remember Rocky Mountain High Brands? All right. Love to know what that company is doing right now. Tencent, yeah, Tencent, yeah, that's another one. Big ass Chinese company that's on OTC markets. Yeah, MJ is so sensitive, right, to that news stuff. Oh, somebody just tried to call me. I don't know what happened. 559. Looks like you hung up a little too early. Again, guys, please forgive me for my Skype thing. Again, I'm going to have to switch services because the new Skype they forced everybody to upgrade to has no way of canceling or turning off the notifications. So I'm going to have to switch to this other company. And I'm going to find some time to do that. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow. And definitely before the next show. So hopefully, you know, I won't have to. Unfortunately, I probably have to switch my phone number, but yeah, well, that's life. You bought some PCG under 6 long-term holding till buyout. PCG Pacific. 559, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Sal? This is Rich.
Hey, Rich, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Basically, for WOFA, WOFA, they used to be in the home business, but on 7/27/2018, they filed a SC13GA, which basically means some new people got shares in management and stuff. And from what I've heard is that, or from what I've looked into it, is that they're going into the cannabis business. So a trip plays are, you know, it's all about taking risks before others.
Right.
So what I like about this play is it hasn't had more than 50 million shares traded, and that's not a lot of money for a 000 play.
Absolutely.
And the thing is that they're not diluting any shares. So it's all about comparing what you've learned in the past, and you try to look for the same things in the future. I thought you weren't into penny stocks as much. Like VYST, I call that stock at 0008. It hit close to 2 pennies yesterday or day before yesterday. Mm-hmm. So that thing went up around 2,000% in a week. WOFA, WOFA, the amount of dollar volume it took for that stock to move was a lot. And if this stock WOFA even gets a quarter of the dollar volume, it's going to go higher because it's just it has no notes. No one's really talking about it. No one's really pushing it on Twitter or iHub. It's really under the radar. But the main thing I really like is the share structure, because nothing kills a good run more than dilution in the OTC.
Absolutely.
And this stock doesn't seem to have any. Another good one to take a look at is hold on just a second, man. Let me look at it. It's because the thing is that in these trip plays, man, it's all about taking risk at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And whoever takes the greatest risk is going to make the most amount of dough. Here's another ticker.
Real quick before we jump to the next ticker, WOFA, anything on management at all in terms of any kind of insight on them or anything like that?
I haven't done a lot of research. I only got like 5 G's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the CEO. He's connected to another good company or something. I haven't done research on it. T-Rep, I'm not even going to talk about it. People should just play the chart. I haven't done research on it.
Gotcha.
I haven't done all-out research on it. I haven't put hours and hours of research on it. I'm just playing the chart alone. It's not having a pullback. I looked at the VWAP. It hasn't been loaded. Another good ticker to keep is on watch is DKGR. So WOFA and DKGR. These are both really good trip plays. And, everything's running in the OTC right now. Everything's running.
Yeah, it's just interesting. And Rich, I just want to know real quick, we're going to get back to some of the tickers but what's your reason? Why is it? Is this because it's the beginning of the year, or is this real this time around compared to 2018?
Oh, no. I don't know if it's real this time around, but without a doubt, because January, the new year started.
Yeah.
People came back from vacation. There's just a lot more money coming back in. And I think a lot of the high rollers, they like to trade last 2 to 3 months of the year. And that's when they load a lot. And they like to trade the first 3 months. And they make their money, and then they're done trading. So I'm sure INDD is great. Someone said something about it. Potential revenue. Yeah, everyone has potential revenue, bro. I'm sure INDD is great. Hey, man, I'm not knocking your play, dude. Someone said something in the comments. But 2 trip plays I like the most are WOFA and DKGR. Never go all in at one price point. Never do that. It's okay to average up, and it's okay to get a starter and wait for the stock to come back and you buy again. And remember, the biggest thing in these trip plays is that they don't have notes, meaning there isn't dilution. And from the homework I've done, WOFA doesn't have notes, they might have some, but it's nowhere near right now. WOFA is not current. It has a stop sign. But in 7/27/2018, they filed with the SEC. So what that means is they're getting ready to announce something. And DKGR is current for OTC. And, people got to learn to do their own research because that's going to give them more conviction in holding their play. I think one thing happens is that people buy a stock, it goes down, and they sell right away. And I think that kind of, gets people. They should just buy it and don't buy with everything they have. Here's another good play right here. This one I'm in. I bought in today at 001. I got 3 million shares, so I'm only up 10%. This is all. It's not a trip play anymore. It's 0011 right now. It's ADSV. ADSV. I really, really, really like this one. No one is up 100% on this stock. Nobody's even up 50% on this stock. It has a really, really small share structure, and the first day the stock went up 400%. Then it had a pullback. It gapped up like crazy, so no one was really up 400% unless the people that bought in before, but no volume on it before. ADSV, WOFA, and DKGR, and T-Rep is it's going to surprise a lot of people in 2019. They got 8 new clients in the last month of 2018, and their financials are going to be coming out, annual financials in less than 30 days, I'm thinking, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. Accumulation on TREP is now higher at 6 cents than it was at 17 cents. That stock is going to blow right through 20 cents in the future, and I think it's still time to accumulate. The key is you buy on the bid. That's how you make good money. You get the impatient people out that are playing with their rent money. They got to pay bills at the end of the month. Hey, just wait them out, sit on the bid, and that's all I got. Those 4 tickers right there. So
there it is, Rich. Appreciate you, bro. Hit me up on Twitter. We'll make some videos in the future, man.
All right, sir. You have a good evening.
All right.
Good
Shout
night.
out to you guys. So you guys heard it. You heard it from the man himself. That was the guy who brought you TREP weeks and weeks ago now, which, by the way, from when he brought it up, I mean, the opportunity to make money was there. I mean, you just pull up the date we talked and made the video to what happened to TREP a couple of days later to a couple of weeks later, and the moves that stock had made in between time. So I really appreciate it when he comes on the air and gives us some good tickers. The one I'm really interested in most is the WOFA, even though, again, he mentioned do your DD and whatnot, but he's right. If you're talking about a ticker with very little dilution, you can get in, and before a breaking news event, that could be really interesting. I mean, on the low end, 100%. On the high end, God knows how far. All right, a serious investor could make on something like that. We'll see. We laugh at them now, and then a year later, we wish we were in them. That's kind of how it happens with a lot of these plays. It was so funny because he was like, yeah, I haven't really done much research, but I only got $5,000 in it. Oh, man. Those are the comments you make when you got a shitload of money, Those are comments you make now. I used to cry when I lost 1,000. Oh my God, there were moments I would lost. Now it's just like, fuck, motherfucker. But I used to, dude, it used to hurt. $1,000? What the fuck? You know what I could have did with that money? Now you make a trade that is not going to pay off for a month or 2 or 3, and then you make the trade on a Wednesday, and you could very well be down $2,000 by a week later, and it is part of the trade. It's just like, fuck it, that's just what it is. But great plays by Rich. Great plays by Rich. You can put your money in it and enjoy the ride upwards. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. We'll see what happens. Great plays. Yeah, and Rich, once you get some more DD, let's make a WOFA video, man. Let's make a WOFA video on that because I'm liking that setup. I really, really am. You said you can lose 5K a day and make 10. I ain't losing no 5K a day. Fuck that. No, I'm gonna have to. I don't know about 5,000 a day. I mean, that's, I need to sit down and have a conversation with myself if I'm losing $5,000 a day. Shout out to Kenny Dutton, BLKG. I'm gonna let you guys go in just a minute. BLKG. You guys remember Black Stallion Oil and Gas? I mean, I don't know where they are with their filings now. Some of these companies do go what they call dark, and they can go dark for years until the shells get bought out. So you just got to be careful with some of these plays that you don't, find yourself sitting in a hole that you won't be able to get yourself out of. So you definitely want to make sure there's at least some activity going on the chart, unless you know something that's coming down the pipe. Yeah, Kelly Rob, I saw your play. And it's really interesting there, man. PCG and the situation they're in now, and you're looking for a possible buyout in that group. I mean, it's a big company. Obviously, you know, when you're talking about utilities, people need their lights, right? They need their lights. They need their power. You know, would you see the state step in? Would you see the federal government step in and do something here? That'd be an interesting play here. Or do we go a lot lower and then eventually have that happen? You know, we'll see. I'm seeing, yeah, they're talking about the state of California stepping in and trying to save the situation. You know, but the state's looking like, oh, where do we get the money and all of that stuff? I'm seeing all the questions here. All right, state's largest investor in electric utility. Somebody's going to step in. You know, somebody's going to step in. At the end of the day, those prices will get to a point where another company with some deep pockets is going to be like, okay, this is below book. We gotta do something here. We gotta make this move. We gotta make this move. You know, or like what Cali Rob just posted, the state's going to step in, change the laws, and bail them out. Yeah, that can very well happen. That can very well happen. I mean, that's how we stopped 2008, 2009 recession. I mean, you know, instead of letting these people fail and letting them be bought out by competition that had managed their affairs a lot better, they reached out to their buddies in Washington and got bought out with our money. With our money. And now we're in a worse situation than we were in 2008. All right. Yes, indeed. HM, let me see that IMNP one you played. And again, I'll be back throughout the week with tickers. And again, just posting these quick, 5-minute to 7-minute, hits on a particular ticker, and then I'm going to be making a ton of those videos, because when I do these live streams, it's just drawn out, right? And a lot of guys just don't have the time, and they don't have, they're in shitty situations where they just don't have time for themselves. You'd be surprised, guys just don't have, and a lot of times it's not they don't have time, they just don't know how to manage their affairs to a point where they can give themselves an hour to do something they really want to do. But, and I think that's why these little bite-sized shareable videos when we make on these OTC plays are going to be really, really hot in 2019. So look out for a lot of those from me. And I promise I'm not going to do those kind of crappy videos. What's his name? That other guy who talks about trips here and there. The bald head dude, I forgot. I'd be like, hey guys, today we're going to talk about WOFL on the 15-minute time frame. What exactly is the 15-minute time frame? Well, on every ticker, you see this candlestick and it's 15 minutes. This is the 15-minute time frame. Oh my God, I can't stand that guy's videos. Clay, yeah, there it is. Clay Trader. Clay, yeah. I'm definitely not going to do his shit. So look out for my version of that. I think, what I just did with Enfuse is an example of that. Just one of those quick hits. Not heavy on not heavy on the DD. I'll let other guys do the heavy lifting and research. My thing is just to give it to you sweet and simple for you to digest. Really dumb it down. Really dumb it down, and let the guys who really are into the DD do it that way. I'm into more of the hard sell. Let's get these people buying, let's get them invested, and let's get them making money on their trades. Kelly Rob, you said you expect legislation to make them not liable for the fire. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why they're in the situation they're in. But a lot of people want to get paid for that fire, though, Kelly Rob. Where's the money going to come from? You know, these insurance companies are on the hook, and now they're looking like, damn, we need to get reimbursed somehow for all the L's that they're taking. Life for a Business, QC35. What do you mean? What's QC35? Oh, by the way, shout out to, do I have any Metallica fans in here? I'm not crazy on rock. Like I'm not even gonna front like I'm a big rock and roll guy. But I got this Metallica shirt a couple years ago. I don't know why I've never wore it on the show. And you know what? It wasn't until my senior year in high school, right? Because I was crazy about football when I thought I wanted to be like the next T.O. or whatever. And I didn't get to my senior year in high school until I realized that the music that I was listening to in the weight room. Oh, the headphones? No, they're just Sony something. I don't know what they are. MDR-RF985R. I don't know. But I didn't. Okay, the music that I had been lifting to was Metallica. I had no idea. But I love Metallica music when it comes to like lifting weights or doing any kind of exercise. I don't know, something about the music really gets you through like your workouts and shit. I had no idea I'd been listening to their music all these years. You know, yeah, Life for a Business. They're Sony. There's Sony. Yeah, Ozzy is good too. I forgot what the name of that song is. Obey your master. Oh man, that's a good. I have the soundtrack on my phone too. Kill 'Em All. Yeah, the Kill 'Em All soundtrack. I got that. It's not soundtrack though. CD. I think it's on. I think that song is on there. Again, I'm not like Metallica crazy, but I love many of their songs. Yeah, that shit is, man, Metallica's the shit. I fuck with those guys. I'll tell you that. I do fuck with those guys. All right, with that said, guys, we went through a lot of tickers today. Again, look out for some really good videos being pushed out by me. Hopefully I get some guys to show up and provide us with some DD. And we'll be putting out a lot of content in regards to that. Fuse is out. I want to make one tonight. I was trying to get enough out of Rich to make a video, but I got a little bit out of him. I got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I might just go ahead and cut that out and put that out for WOFA. But that might be enough. And Gucci, I saw Gucci again. You were talking about some of the tickers. Hit me up, bro. happypennystocks@gmail.com if you got some good stuff, bro. I'll have you call in. I'll record. We ask a couple questions. We'll spit it out there. And again, you guys can use it, for your chat rooms or whatever it is you do with it. But again, I just want my channel to kind of be that source for the trips, to have them discussed in ways that are just not discussed anymore. After those guys broke up, especially David and I forgot his name from that other website that was kind of like Investors Hub. You guys remember? I used to have those guys on my show all the time, but unfortunately the relationship fell apart, and I don't know what's the status of the website now. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's that other OTC message board. But those guys were a huge support. Investors Hangout. There it goes. Yes. David and Jill. Thank you, Gucci. Investors Hangout. And I know they're still up, but I mean, I don't know if it's the same, If it's the same. And Investors Hub isn't going anywhere. Investors Hub is not going anywhere. Investors Hub will always be Investors Hub. All right. Yeah, HM, it's still up. I just do they still do their live show? They used to have a pretty cool live show, and I did like that kind of tag team thing that they used to do. I don't know if they still do their live show. They used to do a really cool live show during like the day and stuff. That was pretty cool that they would do something like that. And that was real neat of them. I see the last video was 8 months ago. 8 months ago. But I like their kind of analysis and how they and I kind of want to jack that a little bit more spice, a little bit more my thing. But I you know, they had these little 2 or 3 minute videos of the ticker, and they put it out, and they kind of did its own thing. And that's another way, again, you know, add to my live shows, have that mixed in during the day, you know, where that pops up here, and there, as we look at something interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Very underrated live show. They should have got way more views than they did. Should have got way more views than they did. But that's what happens. I mean, we're not going to get, you know, 5,000 people in here talking about OTC tickers, dude. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But it doesn't mean we don't put out content. It doesn't mean you don't, because we're not here to be popular. We're here to make money, right? We're here to make money. But and those guys did it. They made really good money on their website. But again, you know, sometimes when 2 people and money carts coming in, and you know, people are wondering where's my cut, things unfortunately unraveled. All right. Absolutely. Yeah, so, all right, guys, let me get up out of here. I think we had a really good show. Shout out to the guys who were, again, really feeling the John being on the show with the first episode. So I think I did, how long did I do? I think I did 3 hours today. So about an hour and a half with John, and then now an hour and a half here on the show. So I appreciate you guys joining me. I really appreciate you guys joining me. Really good episodes today. I think a lot of guys are going to really like this episode. Shout out to Rich Million, my caller. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Bad Scientist. What's going on, Jason? Thank you, bro. HM, Charlotte, Eban R. Who else was in here? Steven, thank you, sir. Cali Rob, thank you. I saw Stock God in here. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. Lydian Avery, thank you. Bad Scientist again, thank you, sir. Who else was in here? Kenny Dutton, appreciate you. Stock Trapper, what's good, man? Appreciate you, bro. Bruce Mason, what's going on, Bruce? Thank you so much, Bruce, for coming back into the room. Passive Investor, all the people who were in here earlier, all the people watching in the future. Money Green, I saw you as well in here too. Trading Jedi, Backyard Trader, Otis Johnson, Corey Kwan, Michael Cardish. Who else was in here? Christopher Jewell. All of you guys, you know who you are who watch this show, and those who can't reply in the chat room. I appreciate all of you. Until next time, guys. Again, look out for some of that content coming soon. Got a ticker? Email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. Hey, let's get you on the show, man. You know, we'll make it real quick and easy. Until then, take care, everyone. Have a good night. Trade well.